good. Okay, so today we're going to continue the lesson about three-dimensional shapes. And as I have promised before, we won't have any unit tests or quiz, but instead I'm going to give you a special task, different task, to replace the what they call it, the quiz. Yeah. And this is going to be this is going to be the last week of let's see, this is going to be the last session for the topic, the last topic of three-dimensional shapes. Next week we only have two sessions, which are going to be on Monday and Wednesday, and we're going to use that opportunities to discuss and review all of the topics that we have learned in semester 2 for the preparation of semester 2 examination. Okay, so I'm just going to start today. I'm not going to be long because this is just this is going to be the final thing that you will learn for three-dimensional shapes. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Sorry. Okay, so here you go. So previously we have learned a lot of things. I'm gonna take a couple of things that we have learned. The first one here, we have learned about surface area. We have also learned about volume, right? And if you forgot the topic, you can just go back to the video and maybe your notes and also videos that I have uploaded in YouTube. You can just go there, okay? And then the last one that we have learned, which is this, the use of trigonometry in determining like area or surface, volume and surface area of a three-dimensional shapes. Okay, so enough with this one. There's one more topic, not topic, a subtopic that we haven't learned before, which are about volume of sphere, which is maybe volume and surface area, yeah, of spheres, and also compound shape. So compound shape means that like you have like basic shape and then you put it all together. For example, if like this one over here, right? This is a three-dimensional shape, but it is compound because we have more than one basic three-dimensional shapes combined together, right? So basically, this is actually has the same concept as the area of compound shape when you have learned the two-dimensional shapes compound area in grade 7. Okay, so let's just start. The first one. Okay, this one is the first one is I'm gonna talk about volume, right? So volume of sphere. So for the other like prism and pyramids, we have like a general formula for that, right? So I'm gonna write down the formula that we have learned before about prism and pyramid, right? So basic concept of volume for the prism is just base area times height. Base area times height. That's it. And for the pyramid, it's just 1/3 times base area times height. That's it. Okay. So, but when we're talking about a sphere, it's a little bit different. Okay. So for a sphere, the volume, we're not going to discuss on how we get the formula because it's going to be quite long and we don't have time for that. And for the formula of the volume of a sphere is going to be 4/3 pi r cube. Okay, notice that this is a cube because this is a three-dimensional shape. So you are going to multiply the r 3 times. That's why it's going to be to the power of 3. Yeah. Okay. So this is going to be the volume of a sphere. Okay, actually, I have one more formula for you guys for this one, which is the surface area. So the surface area for this sphere is going to be 4 pi r square. Okay, so notice the difference that this is the r is just going to be squared because this is an area. Just remember that area is a two-dimensional shape, right? So that's why it's 2. This is volume, so it's going to be to the power of 3. Okay, so don't get mixed up with the formulas, okay, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna erase this one. Okay, so let's say we have this shape over here. This is a sphere, and then we want to know the volume and also the surface area. It's very easy. You only need to put the radius. If you have the radius, just put that into the formula, and you will get the answer. Okay, so you can use a calculator with you guys, and then find the area, the volume, and also the surface area of this sphere. Okay, so that will be V, volume, is going to be 4/3 multiplied by pi. Okay, so the pi, don't change this into 22/7 unless you are instructed to do so. Okay, so when there's no instruction on how to represent what is the value of pi, please use the pi that is on your calculator. Okay, so please take your calculator with you, and then just remember that the pi is on the bottom of the calculator. You press the shift button first, and then you go to like the bottom of the buttons here, and that will be over here. Yeah, that will be the pi. And then we have the radius in here, which is 9" right? So that will be just 9⁻3. That's it, right? So you only need to put all of these numbers into the calculator, and then you will get the value of of the what do you call it, the volume. Okay, so most of the time, guys, if for example, when you put this into the calculator, you will get, oh my goodness, wait. Oh, 1. Okay, 4/3, and then multiply by pi, and then multiply it again by 9⁻3. Yeah. Okay, in my calculator, it said 972 pi, right? So when you can actually write that down like this, right? But just remember that you need to write down the unit. Yeah, in here, because the unit is inches, so it's going to be inches cube, right? Inches cube. Or you can change this into decimal. In decimal, you will get 3,053.628062805 inch cube. If there is no instruction on how many decimal numbers, you can just write down all of the numbers that's shown from the calculator. Yeah, you don't have to like pas 1 aja atau 2 aja, nggak masalah. Yeah. Okay, so but if you decided, but I would like to only use 2 decimal places, then you should write down 3053.63, because in here the next number after the second decimal is going to be, because it's 5 or larger than 5 or larger, right? So it means that you need to add the previous number with 1. Okay, so I suggest, yeah, if for now, if you can answer it like this, yeah, just leave the pi alone. I mean, like, you don't have to change the pi into decimal number. Okay, the same thing with the surface area, right? So the surface area will be equals to 4 pi and then 9 square, right? So that will be equals to 324 pi. Just remember that to write down the unit, and then also the power, yeah, because this is a surface area, just square. This is a square, just square. That's it. Okay, so for this one, it's actually quite easy because you only need to put all of the numbers inside into the formulas. Very easy. Yeah. Okay, I think, is there any question, guys, before we continue? Okay, let's go to the next one. What if, okay, I'm gonna skip that one. What if we have something like this? If I want to find the volume, and we know that the volume of a sphere is, the formula will be 4/3 times pi r to the power of 3. How about this one over here? This is what we call a hemisphere. Hemisphere. It's not a sphere, it's a hemisphere. Yes, Fali.
Ya.
Tadi kamu angkat tangan kan?
Aku jawab aja deh, let's see.
Iya, oke.
Oke, apa pertanyaannya?
Ya, pertanyaannya adalah how can we calculate the volume of the shape?
Okay, so it's the same.
Mhm.
The first part is the same. So
Mhm.
4/3 times pi times radius cube.
Yeah, and then
And then you divide the answer by 2.
okay, very good. Yes, you divide the answer by 2, or you can multiply this by 1/2. The same exact thing. Yeah. So I'm gonna use this. Yeah. So or you can because we know that we can actually what do you call it, put in algebra we normally put the numbers in front of the letters. Yeah, in front of every variable. So I'm going to put the 1/2 in front. Okay, so I'm going to put that in front like this. So the volume of this hemisphere will be 1/2 multiplied by 4/3 pi r cubed. Okay, so this is how we write it down in algebra. So yes, it is true that what Fadil just said, that you can just like find the volume of a sphere, and then after that the volume of this hemisphere is just divide the result by 2. That's it. Or you can do it like this. Okay, the same thing. You can choose. Okay, and then we can actually cancel the 2 and 4, right? Which is going to be 3. That's going to be 2. So if I simplify that, I will get 2/3 pi r to the power of 3. Okay, so that leaves us to only to input the radius, and here the radius is 15 yards. So that will be 2/3 pi 15 cube. Okay, can now everyone please put that into the calculator and then give me your answer in the chat box. Okay. 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 Okay, Fadi, you forgot to write down the power of the unit. Yeah. Remember, guys, this is volume. So the unit should be to the power of 3. Yeah. Okay. Tristan, you also forgot to write down the unit. Yes. Atar, yes. Fadi, yes. Egan. Yes. Tristan, Reza, yes. Okay. Zaidan, Zaidan, you write down the unit first and then to the power of 3. Yeah. So you haven't write down the unit. You only write down the power of 3. You should be have like, for example, like centimeter to the power of 3 or meter to the power of 3. You haven't write the letters yet. Okay, Kenda, yes, correct. Tristan is the the unit is in meter. Tristan, can you see the question again? Can you see the picture there? Is does the unit is in meter? Oh yeah, okay. Okay, yes. Okay, Zanin, yes. Rico, yes. Okay, everyone is have the same answer. Some of you have are using the pi, right? And then some of you just using the decimal. It's the same thing, yeah. There's no I mean, like, there's, because there is no instruction on how you write it down, so it's going to be correct. Okay, so the service area is the same thing, yeah, guys. So okay, service area, it's going to be a little bit different. Okay, so previously we have a surface area of a sphere, a full sphere, is 4 pi r square. This is a full sphere, a whole sphere. What do we have a hemisphere? Do we still have this formula or what? Okay, anyone can give me an opinion? Yes, again.
Equal at times 1/2 or change the 4 with 2.
Okay, very good. Okay, 1/2, 4 pi r square. Is that it? Okay. Okay. Is there
Yeah.
any? Okay.
And you can switch the 4 with a 2 instead.
Okay. Okay. So do the 2 pi r square. Okay. Okay. Again. Actually, there is one more thing that we should count. We should count. Notice that if we have a sphere, a full sphere, we are calculating all of the surface, right? All of the surface. So can you see that this is
Plus
yes,
the
yes. Let's do.
the area of the circle.
Yes, okay. Thank you very much again. Yes, that is what I'm talking about. This is a little bit different, guys. So you really need to pay attention with the shape, because sometimes when we're talking about surface area, it's not just like, maybe, yeah, you can just divide it by 2, but notice that you have one more shape, which is a circle. This is a circle, right? This one. This is a circle. So you also need to calculate that area. So this half times pi 4 pi r square is only the, what do we call, the sphere in here, right? This area over here. But since you are cutting this into half, so if this is a solid, yeah, if this is a solid, then you also need to calculate this area over here, which is the circle. Yeah. So maybe I'm going to write down here. So that will be plus, okay, that will be plus the area of a circle. The area of a circle is pi r square, right? Okay. So if we simplify that, that would be 2 pi r squared plus pi r square. Okay, we can simplify this again, right? Because 2 pi r squared plus pi r squared is going to be 3 pi r squared. That's it. Okay, so you can just like put that into the calculator again, and then you'll get the answer. Yeah. Okay, I think that's enough for the hemisphere, the sphere and hemisphere, because it's quite easy. It's not that hard. Just put all of them into the calculator except for that hemisphere. Okay, now we're going to talk about compound shape. Okay, guys, compound shapes. So again, guys, the basic concept of compound shape is just combining basic shapes. And for example, like this one, we have three-dimensional shapes, and then we have actually more than one basic shape, and then we combine it into this one bigger shapes. Okay, so if we're talking, we're not, let's make it simple, guys. We're only going to talk about the volume. For the surface area, it's going to be it's going to be a lot of discussion. I mean, like we have, since we don't have much time, so we're just going to talk about the volume. Okay, so the volume. Okay, so the basic concept is to find how many basic shape do you see in this compound shape, and then find each of the volume for each of the shapes, and then you add them up. That's it. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Rico. Rico, how many basic shape do you see in this three-dimensional compound shape?
The basic shapes, so
Yeah,
like squares, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What I see, or how much there actually is?
How many basic shape do you see in here?
I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7. Okay. We're talking about three-dimensional shapes.
3D shapes too.
Yes, 2. Yes, it is. What
You
are
said
those?
I said square and you said yes, so I just counted the squares and rectangles.
That was for diversion. Sorry, Rico. So there are 2, yeah. What are those 2? Can you name the? Can you mention the name of the shapes? This is the first one. This is the second one. Yes.
That is a rectangular square.
Rectangular square. Which one is it? The one on
the
top?
number 1, I guess.
The number
the top.
1 is this one. Yes, it is actually a rectangular shape. A rectangular prism. The second one is.
It is. I have no idea.
Actually, this is the same. It's also a rectangular shapes, but the only difference is just the size of them, right? The size of them. Okay. So, okay, let's focus on one by one. Yeah, thank you, Rico. So we know that we have two shapes in here, two basic shape of three-dimensional shape. And we're going to talk about the volume. We're going to find about the volume, the total volume. So you can write down like this, guys. If you want to separate the calculation one by one, and then at the end you are going to add them, you can write down like this. Okay, so the volume 1, for example. And then you what do you call it? If this is a written test, so you can mark which one is shape number 1 and which one is shape number 2. Okay, so I'm gonna mark with this one. So volume 1 is just, this is a rectangular shape. We know that this is 9, right? It's the same with this one. So that would be just 9 times 6 times 6. That's it. 9 times 6 times 6. That's it. That is for the first shape. Okay, equals to 1. And then the next one, volume 2, is the one on the bottom here. This is also a rectangular shape, right? A rectangular prism in which we have the length, the width, and the height. So that will be equals to 15 times 9 times 5 equals to 1. And then you have this number here, and you have this number here, and then which means that the volume, the total volume, just equals to add these two numbers. And then you get something over here. Okay, now I would like you to again use the calculator and give me the answer over here. Silakan ditulis di chat box, ya guys. It's a very unique number. Yes, again, very good. That's correct. Rico, remember to write down the unit. Yes. Yes. Okay. That's a very unique number ya. Angkanya bagus ya. Kayak angka cantik. Yes. Yes, Ken. Yes, Tristan. Tristan, don't forget, because this is a volume, so the unit should be to the power of 3. Ya. Jangan sampai salah. Yes. Ya. 3 dong. Oke lah. Oke. Oke, yang lain ini yang masih off cam, silakan. Amin, Andin, Siti, Barira, Alvin, Adrian yang baru saja datang. Ya. Ya, oke, gitu ya. Oke, quite easy ya guys. So the volume, the total volume, okay guys, because this is just putting all of the numbers into the calculator, then it is going to be very easy. But I really need you to get used to using the calculator. I mean, like the speed or the pace for you using the calculator also needs to be, I mean, like you need to practice that skill also, yeah. So that would be 999 because that is in millimeter. So that would be millimeter cube. Okay, yes. Okay, so quite easy, right? Okay, next one. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna go to siapa ya? Abin. How many basic shape do you see in this compound shape? 3D, yeah?
There is 2 of them.
Okay, there are 2 of them. Can you name them? The name of the shape? Oh ya, Anin, Rico, dan Barera. Silakan. Ya. Sorry, itu yang tadi saya sebutin itu untuk join ke kelas Manchester di sana untuk membuat skrip untuk apa namanya intercultural change, intercultural, ya itulah.
Sekarang.
Yes, now.
Oke, makasih Pak Bay.
Oke, bye. Oke, nanti kalau yang ketinggalan lihat aja videonya ya. Oke, saya mau ke Zaidan. Zaidan, can you name the 2 shapes, the 2 basic shape that you can see in this compound shape?
Square, pyramid, and rectangle.
Okay, square pyramid, very good. Yes, this is a square pyramid because we have a base of a square, right? So this is like 4, this is also 4, right? This is 4, this is 4. Okay, very good. And this is a rectangular prism, right? Or a cuboid, same thing. Okay, since we have those two, again, if you want to find a volume, you can find the volume of each of those two shapes, and then you just total it, right? So the volume 1, this guy is going to be the rectangular prism, and then this guy here is going to be a rectangular square base pyramid. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna write down the formula for you guys, and then I would like you to calculate by yourself. Yeah. The formula for this one is length times width times height. Okay, so this is also 4, yeah. This is also 4. This is a square. And then volume 2 is going to be 1/3 times base area times height. Okay, now I would like you to calculate this for me using your calculator also. I'm gonna wait for about 2 minutes. Silakan dicoba dulu ya. Okay, let me pause. Okay. Silakan coret-coretannya dipakai kalau ada coret-coretan. Oke, Egan sudah jawab. Okay, yes, again, you are correct. Yes, Atar, you are also correct. Oke, sudah ada 2 yang masuk. Oke, bagus. Gampang kan? Gila, gampang. Reza, kurang. Sedikit lagi. Ada yang kurang dikit lagi, Reza. Valdi, yes, Valdi, you are correct. You only need to add them up, ya. Nah, kan masih terpisah tuh, ya kan? Nah, tolong langsung ditotal aja ya. So, the total volume. I am asking you to find the total volume. Yes, Reza, betul segitu. Tristan masih kurang tepat. Kelebihan sedikit. Yes, Chandra betul sekali. Very good. Saya tunggu 2 lagi deh. Oke, ini yang baru yang masih off cam, ada Andin, ada Siti Alvin, Adrian juga masih off cam. Biru, mana Biru? Kameranya aja nyala, orangnya kemana? Ayo, silakan 2 orang lagi. Saya tunggu 2 lagi. Tristan masih kurang. Belum. Ya, coba lagi. Oke. Satu orang lagi ya. Oke, hari ini nggak usah ada tugas ya. Nggak usah lah. Ya, Tristan, betul sekali. Yes. Masa sih? Oke, Vira, silakan. Oke, Tristan, accidentally typo ya. Oke, guys, I'm gonna show you the result. Yeah, so this is the total. Yeah, so volume 1 is just length times width times height. So you only need to multiply 4 by 4 by 9, which is going to be 144 centimeter cube. And the second one is the square pyramid. You only need to multiply 1/3 times 4 times 4, because we know that this is a square, and a square, the area is the sides times side, or S square. So 1/3 times 4 times 4 times 3, you can cancel this 3, so you get 16. So if you add them up, you'll get 160 centimeter cube. Okay, quite easy. Okay, so maybe I'm gonna give you one last question for today, and then after this we're done. Okay, here we go. This one. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to tell you anything. You do it by yourself. And then after that, give me the answer on the chat box and I will check your answer. Yeah, this is the final one. If at least half of you get the answer correct, then I will show the correct answer. And then after that, we're done for today. Yeah. Okay, again, the question is the total volume, yeah, the volume of this compound sheet, the volume. Okay. Okay, you can, because we know that this is we have a hemisphere and then we have a cone in which both of them has pi. So you can actually use the pi. For example, for volume 1, you get like 20 pi and the second volume is maybe you get 30 pi. And then if you add them, you get 50 pi. You can actually have this kind of answer. Yeah, this is just an example. Or if you use a decimal, it's okay. But I prefer it myself. I will prefer using the pi, which the pi doesn't change, just pi. Pi is just pi. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna wait for around 4 until 5 minutes. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Pause. Okay. Okay, the formula. The formula for what? For what? Pi r square h. Yes, yes, Vira. That is for the cone. Yes, it is for the cone. Yes, Vira. The formula for the cone is that the one that you just wrote. Okay.
Pak,
Yes.
itu buat cone-nya height-nya gimana, Pak?
Yes, very good. We can use the Pythagoras.
Okay.
Yes, okay. That's a good question. Yes, it is. So how can we find the height? Okay, here we go. So there's a lot of calculation here. You might want to see the height in here, right? So the height, you can see that this is 12 and this is 2. How can you find this? Okay, the formula, remember, that will be c squared equals to a squared plus b squared. What the c is this guy here, because that's the hypotenuse. Okay, so find that first, and then you can find the volume of the cone. Okay, for this one maybe 10 minutes ya, karena cukup banyak yang harus dihitung. Okay. But I'm gonna take 5 until 6 of you, your answer. I mean, like, who can answer the question. After that, I will reveal. H, yeah, H. Okay. Okay. Okay, yes lah, tulisan udah dapat. Tapi kita lihat ya, apakah benar atau tidak. Oke. Oke, Egan juga sudah input nilainya. Oke, nanti ya saya akan reveal nanti dulu. Oke. Kita lihat mana yang akan benar. Oke, ini baru 2 nih. Saya tunggu 3 lagi ya. Input aja dulu ya guys. Nah, nilainya kita lihat yang mana yang kira-kira benar. Soalnya beda semua nih. Yang udah input ke ada input. Okay, and again guys, don't be afraid to make mistake. Sometimes I also do some miscalculation. As long as we understand the basic concept first, and then we really are willing to try, that's very good. Ya, pokoknya coba aja dulu. Oke, baru 2. Saya tunggu 3 orang lagi minimal ya, baru saya akan buka. And then if you can see that, if you see that my calculation is also incorrect, we can discuss that. Ya. Oke, coba dulu, dicoba. Sudah masuk Tristan sama Igan nih. Oke, Valdi. Wow, beda semua nih. Oke, interesting. Yes. Tristan, Egan, Valdi, Kendra, beda semua. Nggak ada yang sama. Oke. Interesting ya. Very interesting. Nggak apa-apa ya guys. Nggak apa-apa. Biar kita bisa discuss. Satu orang lagi. I need one more answer. One more answer from you guys. Baru 4 orang. Tristan, Egan, Valdi, dan Kendra. Kita lihat mana yang kira-kira paling tepat. Atau mungkin saja tidak ada yang tepat. Atau mungkin saja semuanya tepat. Tapi kayaknya nggak mungkin. Oke, satu lagi guys. Oke. Okay, while waiting, I'm gonna write down the thing that I'm going to find. Oke, Reza. Oh, Reza sama dengan Ken. Oke, kita lihat ya. Oke, so here we go, guys. For those of you who haven't finished calculating, that's okay. I would like you to pay attention now. So when we're talking about volume, again, we need the base and the height. Right? So for this cone, we don't have the height yet. We can find it out by using Pythagoras. Actually, this is a right angle triangle, right? As you can see, this is a right angle triangle. And then we can use that right angle triangle what do you call it? To find the value of h. So if this is 12, this is also going to be 12. Okay, so if I take that right angle triangle, right, that will be, this is 2 and this is 12 and this is h. Okay, in the right angle triangle, we know that we have that formula where c squared equals to a squared plus b squared. And here, the c is this guy over here because that is the hypotenuse, the one in front of the 90-degree angle. So I can write down like this. So it's going to be 12 squared. Wait, guys. 12 squared equals to h squared plus 2 squared, right? And then we can put the 2 squared to the left. So that will be 12 squared minus 2 squared equals to h squared. Okay, 12 squared is 144. 2 squared is 4, right? So which means that this is going to be 140. So which means that the h is going to be the square root of 140. If you put this into the calculator, you will get 2 square root of 35. Okay, up until this answer, Egan and then Valdi, Ken, Reza, and then Tristan, you get the same answer with me? Yeah? Okay, so let's move on to the next one. We have found the h, so you don't have to change this into decimal. You don't have to. I mean, like for most of the time, guys, when you want to convert value into decimal, make sure that it's on the final step. Okay, I mean, like the final answer. When you get, like, for example, like square root or maybe pi, right? If you want to convert that, convert them last when you have the final answer. Okay, so let's go to the volume of each of the shape. Okay, so I'm gonna put it over here. So I'm gonna start with the cone. So volume 1, that will be 1/3, right? 1/3 multiplied by base area, which is a circle. So that will be pi r squared, and then times the height. Okay, that is going to be the formula. And then that will be equals to 1/3 pi. I'm not going to change the pi yet. And then the r is this guy, right? Which is the 2. So that will be 2 squared times the height, in which we have already have, which is this one. I'm not going to change that. Just write down 2 square root of 35. Okay, I'm gonna use bracket instead. Okay, so if I put this into the calculator, you will get, okay, let me 4 8. So that will be 8. Sorry, that will be 8 square root of 35 over 3 pi. Okay, I'm not going to change the decimal number. That will be in inch, yeah, inches cube. Okay, up until this answer, yang tadi jawab Pak Egan, Valdi, Ken, Tristan, Zaidan. Masih sama nggak? Apa beda? Beda kayaknya. Ya nggak apa. Oke, lihat koreksi lagi ya guys if you have a different answer with me. Okay. Okay, the next one is the hemisphere, the half circle. So that will be the volume 2 will be, because it's just half, so that will be half times the volume of a sphere, which is 4 over 3 pi r to the power of 3. Or I can cancel the 2, end of 4. That will be 2 over 3 pi, and then because the r is the same with this one, which is the 2, so that will be 2 to the power of 3. Right? So if I multiply this, that will be 16 over 3 pi inches cubed. Okay, so which means that the final answer, right, the total, right, the volume, the total volume, that will be equals to 8 square root of 35 over 3 pi plus 16 over 3 pi. And then you can put this into the calculator and you will get the decimal number. If I'm not mistaken, tadi saya hitung berapa ya? Saya ulang lagi guys. So that will be 8 square root of 35 plus 16 over 3. And then you multiply that with pi. Okay, in my calculator, I get 66.3175941. Well, if I what do you call it? Round this up into one decimal place, that will be 66.3. Actually, it's the same thing, yeah, in inches cubed. Okay, so I see that. Yes, Egan udah bener ya. Egan, Reza, and then tadi berarti Ken ya. Paldi soalnya di mana Paldi?
Aku lupa 1/3 ya.
Iya, 1/3-nya lupa. Ya, oke lah. Oke, Egan udah dibenerin ya. Oke, good. Tristan, gimana Tristan?
Aku tadi lupa, Pak.
Lupa yang
Aku
mana?
tadi salah di cone.
Oh, koinnya salah ya.
Astaga. Aku
Ya nggak apa-apa, namanya juga belajar ya, oke. Oke ya guys, so this is how you do it. Okay, so just pay attention to the shapes and also the formula, because I'm not sure what but I'm gonna give you the formula. I hope that I can give you at least the formula for the end semester test, but I think you can actually just calculate that, because the formula are there. So for the end semester test, I will hopefully I can help you with the formula for the essay. Yeah? So if you have an essay, I'm gonna give you the formula. For example, I have this shape, and then I will tell you this is the formula to calculate the volume of this shape. So you don't have to memorize the volume, the formula. You only need to know how to use it. Yeah, okay, guys. Yeah, to make it easy. Okay, so yeah, this is how you do it. So again, guys, be very careful with the calculation, and don't forget to write down the unit. Yeah, and then also the power of the unit, because this is volume, so it should be to the power of 3. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing. Okay, guys, any question before I end the class? Cukup ya, segini hari ini ya. Okay. Okay, thank you very much for your participation, and we're going to meet again tomorrow morning, ya guys. Hope all of you stay healthy, and see you again. Dadah, bye-bye. Arigato, guys. Thank you.
Oke, thank you, Pak.
Thank you, Pak.
Thank you. See you guys.
Bye bye Pak, thank you.
Bye juga.